friends, I am Suraj Jadhav. I am a civil engineer and I have been working with Dhruv Consultancy Services Limited for last 8 years. These 8 years, I have experienced that the industry lays a lot of emphasis on road safety. And a step towards this, we have decided or we have thought through for creating a conversation series on certain road safety aspects. And in the first episode in this series, we have Kiran and Manedhal with us. Hello, Kiran. Hi. Welcome to the show. We have been working closely for the last 8 years. However, for the understanding of the audience, I'd like to give you an introduction. Kiran Manedhal is a civil engineer. He has a master's degree in construction management. He has a master's degree in structural engineering. He is a certified road safety auditor from Central Road Research Institute of India. He is also a member of IRC and a member of Indian Institute of Engineers. Welcome, Kiran.
Thank you, Suraj, for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here for having a conversation on the road safety aspect. Thank you.
The pleasure is ours. The audience would also benefit from the insights that you provide in the road safety aspects that we'll be discussing today. I have personally known you and I have seen that you lay a lot of emphasis on road safety as a concept in your professional as well as personal conduct. For this, I'd like to ask you about speed restrictions. What are speed restrictions? Because speed restrictions are put into place, but it is not a very well received concept among the general road user community. Like for an example, a friend of mine was traveling from Pune to Mumbai yesterday. He was definitely over the speed limit. He was fined by the authorities as per the norms decided by them. But he was very irritated about it because he said the road is empty, there was no traffic, there is no congestion, there are no visual impedances. Then why we have to follow speed restrictions? I gave him an example. However, I tried to explain him what speed restrictions are there for. But on this stage, I would like you to explain to our audience that what speed restrictions are.
So I hope your friend will not be overspeeding from now onwards after that experience.
I also hope so. I hope so. Our audience would also not overspeed.
So let me define what is the speed restriction. Speed restriction is the maximum speed which a driver can drive without breaking the law. So generally, including your friend, there are many people who get aggravated saying why should we follow the speed restrictions when we have a long stretch ahead. But the laws are made for not only for their safety but also for the safety of pedestrians and vulnerable road users. See, even you will agree, and it is proven also, when a vehicle is traveling on a high speed and it collides or crashes with some objects, so the impact is generally higher. So if you compare two vehicles, one with the lower speed and one with the higher speed, you will see more of damage in the one vehicle which is traveling at a higher speed.
Exactly.
So this is the basic concept behind keeping the speed limits and why we should follow the speed restriction.
Yeah, just to put that into perspective for the audience, I had recently read a study which was conducted in the US, wherein the increase of 20 miles per hour from 40 miles per hour to 60 miles per hour, the chances of the accident being fatal increases by 100%. So that is a very huge spike when we consider just a 20 mile per hour jump. So could you also elaborate on what are the other criteria, or basically what are the criteria which we look into while deciding for the speed restrictions?
See, the speed restrictions are generally calculated seeing the two options. One is the safety and another one is the operational efficiency. Now, what is operational efficiency? Generally, the time taken for a vehicle to travel from one point to another, and considering the surroundings of the road aspect, whether there is a development, whether there is an interaction of any vulnerable road users or pedestrians or any non-motorized vehicle. So in that cases, the operational efficiency is being affected. And considering the safety part, safety, again coming to what I was saying, what crashes, what are the report of safety or the accidents have happened in that stretch. So these two factors will decide the type of speed limit which will be incorporated on that particular road.
Okay, so consider a mixed bag of traffic, as in the bikes are traveling, the trucks are traveling, hand-drawn, animal-drawn cars are traveling on the same road, we can't keep the speed restrictions to the design speed. We have to cater to every bit of the traffic using the road.
Yes.
If I'm not wrong.
Yes, and to add to that, in expressways, which your friend was traveling, Mumbai-Pune is an expressway. The roads are designed for high speed.
Okay.
So, but when you consider the subarterial roads, urban roads, collector roads, and the roads which are into city limits, there you will find a mixture of all types of vehicles or all modes of transportation.
Right.
So the speed will also be this will also be considered as a factor while deciding the speed limit. Wherein you have an open ground or an access control road, the speed limit is different when compared to the other categories which I said.
Okay. So as you said that the design parameters of the road are there, as in the design speed is determined by the design parameters. However, the speed restrictions are determined by other method. So could you also elaborate how do we generally decide upon a speed restriction? What are the design parameters for deciding the speed restriction?
So after the construction of the roads, what the designer will do, he will check on the operational efficiency or the operational speed. So what is the operational speed? It's generally the 85th percentile. So now you can ask what is the 85th percentile? 85th percentile is, if you consider a road stretch and you consider number of vehicles traveling, 85% of the drivers are traveling with this speed. With what speed they are traveling and below that. So that amount of that speed will be considered as the operational speed or the 85th percentile speed. So these two factors, one before the construction and one after the construction, will help to decide what the speed limit shall be applied on that.
Okay, so this is a very good concept. As if the 85% of the traffic is traveling at a speed, then that speed should be accommodated. So that speed can be considered safe because no one would want to put their life in danger unnecessarily. That's a good thing. So we not only check it for design, we also check it for human tendency, that what is the human tendency or the road user tendency to travel on that road and what speed they will want to travel. That is a very good insight. As you said, there are a lot of expressways coming up nowadays. In an interview, I heard the Honorable Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari, the Minister of Road Transport and Highways. He was saying about the increase in speed limits. Could you guide our audience about what are the current statutory limitations set by the government and what is the government's vision forward towards developing high-speed highways?
5 years down the line, if you go, you notice the national highways and state highways and urban roads, they were with unlimited, with the minimum speed limit.
Yeah, we had very less speed limits.
It was around 60 to 70 on national highway. But over the line, and thanks to our Minister Nitin Gadkari, now as per the April 2018 Union Ministry guidelines, the speed limits for expressway is 120 km per hour. For national highways, it is 100 km per hour. For urban roads, it is 80 km per hour. And if you go for city limits or where there is school or any heavy crowded area, then the speeds are generally restricted to 30 km per hour. So, thanks to his vision, now I would like to say that this is era of greenfield expressways, wherein the expressways are designed for high speed vehicles, for high travel. So we are heading towards that.
That's nice. Though I would like to give a word of caution to the audience that the statutory limits mentioned over here are the highest limits. You'll still have to check for the signboards on your roads. But moving forward, like you said that this is an era of greenfield expressways and we're going to see very high-speed roads getting constructed. So it won't be long shot to say that you'll be seeing very high-speed cars zooming past us safely.
Of course, you will be surprised if you see that in our next 5 years or so. Because previously we had only one expressway, that is Mumbai-Pune expressway, the first expressway in India. But seeing the vision of our minister, now as on date there are more than 10 to 11 expressways which are being constructed,
Exactly. Yes.
which are access control. So the term access control itself defines what there will be no interaction from interventions from any of the vehicles or non-motorized or two-wheelers or vulnerable road users. So that will allow you to achieve higher speeds.
Right.
And apart from that, in recent news also you might have heard that the expressways are used for emergency landing of aircraft.
Exactly. Yeah.
The vans are also being made. So this will help not only for the general transport but also for emergency landing or in some emergency situation.
Understood. It can be used for emergency evacuation also.
Yes.
That's really great. It's really good to have this conversation with you. I would not want this to end, but we'll have to come to the end of it. So coming towards the end of it, would you like to give a word of advice to our audience?
Just one thing, please don't consider law as a punishment. Laws are made not to bother the road users or the drivers. Law. Imagine a recent example I want to quote wherein in Pune-Satara highway, because of the mistake of the driver, a truck driver, 24 vehicles were crashed.
Oh, okay.
So, see, the victim and victim's family are on the other end, facing or receiving end. So, what my humble request to the audience and to the listeners is to follow the road rules. क्योंकि दुर्घटना से देर बनी.
Exactly. It's really good to have this conversation. Moving towards the end, I would like to add to the audience that we are definitely going to see high-speed roads being constructed which are safer to travel on high speeds. But till then, Manatham Dev Uttam Bre. So until the next video, please drive responsibly and stay safe. Thank you.